Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you for getting me together. And I was just bringing on my special co host. So let me reverse that back. Let's rewind that back. Okay. So, welcome to another episode of B.A.D. to Business. I am your host, Shynen Saffron, and I want to go ahead and bring on my special co host just in case anything else goes left. Hello, Jazzy. Thank you for joining me tonight and making some time for us. How are you this evening? Good deal. Good deal. Well, I am excited about this show. This is a show that we've kind of put off for a little bit. We've had some scheduling issues. This is our entrepreneurship show. As you would guess, a lot of entrepreneurs have a lot of busy schedules doing different things. So I am glad to have all the guests tonight. So thank you for joining us again. This episode about these entrepreneurs is not only to recognize and commemorate those who chose the roads less paved, but to also seek some wise counsel on how to pave the roads of entrepreneurship that lead to success. So I'm excited about this show to see what we can see what these entrepreneurship bring to the table. How about you, Jazz? You excited to have this show finally?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely excited. It's one of those episodes we've been working on for quite a while. Being an entrepreneur myself, I'm interested to see what they got for us and how I can learn from it and maybe get everything back on track and start going again.
And that's what we're hoping to do. Try to ignite some fires in some people, keep some people motivated. So, without further ado, because we don't have a lot of time and we want to give these entrepreneurs a lot of time to, or enough time to go ahead and do what they do. So, thank you to all the entrepreneurs that have shown up. Let me go ahead and introduce them. First off, let me introduce my boy. Um, can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Callie,
can
you
hear you.
there?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. Can
What's
y'all
up,
hear me?
Callie? How you doing?
Good,
Yes,
good. How
we
y'all
hear you.
doing? All right, cool, cool.
Doing
All right.
good, doing good. I want to give you just a moment to go ahead and introduce yourself and give a brief description of what you do and what you bring to the business table.
My name is Callie. So what I do is I'm an entrepreneur. I sell my own clothing brand. So I do stuff like that, man. So that's like my main thing. I also do with Frenchies too, Frenchie dogs. But my main thing is clothing. I got my own clothing line. It's called Blockifornia. And right now I just dropped a new brand called Blockerado because I'm out here in Colorado right now. So it just
Mm,
represents the block, the
Colorado.
mountains, and Colorado. So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Okay,
So and
that's what's up.
yeah, just doing that right now. That's like my main project that I'm working on right now.
Okay, and the little side hustle is doing Frenchies. I hear that's a good side hustle. I hear
It
there's
used
some
to
good
be it used to be. Now just I guess the it's just over flooded. Everybody's overbreeding right now, so I kind of didn't want to do that no more. So and then you kind of get
okay.
flat.
Well,
You kind of get flack for it now. People like, oh, you breeding dogs like crazy. So I kind of stopped doing that. Just focus more on my clothing. But my clothes been it's been amazing, man. Been going good for me. So
well, there is a big difference between a clothing line and having a Frenchie around the house. So
yeah.
we'll get more into the details of your business, though. Thank you for
Uh,
joining us. We'll go ahead and bring up Miss Melissa. How are you doing this evening?
I am amazing. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited for the conversation.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining us. Why don't you give us a brief description of what you do before we get into these questions?
Yeah, so as you can see by my name there, I'm a personal brand and messaging strategist. So basically, I help my clients with coming up with their clear messaging, how they're going to position themselves online so that they can get to their next level of business. And yeah, it's been great. It's great helping women entrepreneurs just really know that it's about who they are and not only just what they do.
Mm.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we definitely have some questions about that. I'd like to
Yeah.
see what we can dive into about that. We also had a special guest, Miss Queen Angela, was going to join us and tell us a little bit about what she does. Miss Queen, are you going to join us this evening? I think I see that she did tap in. I don't know if she's going to be able to answer some questions for us. Queen, are you there? All right. Well, if she's able to tap in, we'll get to her questions and ask her some things too. Queen, you there? Okay. So again, we'll get to her. But so we want to go ahead and move on. Like I said, and give you guys a chance to answer some of these questions. We're hoping that you are able to, like we said, ignite some fires in some people. And I know entrepreneurship can be hard, especially in changing, in this changing world, changing and challenging. So like Jazz said, with entrepreneurs like herself, trying to get back on something, sometimes it's hard to just get back on that horse after you've fallen off or after you just decided, maybe horse riding wasn't for you. Maybe you've given up a little bit. So I hope that you guys can help us do that. So without further ado, I'm going to get on to the first question. The first question I have for Callie.
Yes.
Kelly, let me
So,
ask you. So what inspired you to start your business, and how did you identify it was a good time to do so in the market status?
so what made me start my business? I actually just made a shirt one day, for my basketball team,
Mm,
and then everybody just liked it. I was probably like, I want to say like 13, 14 years old,
Oh wow.
and it
mm,
just took off after that. I just started just having these ideas. Like I would see shirts, you know what I mean, people wearing them, and then I'd be like, you know what, I could do that, and I just started trying to make my little version of it. And then
mm,
when I got in my 20s, I kind of started taking it serious. That's when I came up with my logo. I came up with my own name, like this that Blackifornia name, and
mm.
I just been running with it ever since. Like just going ahead and
Were
the
you already in Colorado when you came up with that to kind of
no, I've been
that?
doing this.
Were you
I was in California, like like I said, when I was a teenager. I've been doing this
okay?
since I was a teenager. Yeah, soon as I got probably like 17, that's when I took it
Mm,
like serious. Start making it for
nice.
people like in my neighborhood, or it sounds crazy, but I used to be like in trap houses, and I would have my clothes just hung up, and then people would come in, and I'd be like, "Yo, check this
Like
out,
like
check this out."
barbershops, same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Barbershops, trap
barbershops.
houses,
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
barbershops.
do
In
that.
case you don't understand what the
Yep.
concept is,
Yep.
So yeah, I would just
that's awesome.
yeah, I was just trying, yeah, barbershop. So I was just trying to get it in where I fit in. You know what I mean? Just trying to get that word out there, man. Because
Okay. So
I knew the name was catchy. I just had to market it the right way. I just knew my idea was good. I just had to market it the right way.
mm.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Back
so when did you find the right time to market? What was the status? And I know you said you just kind of went with an idea. Was it just that you just, hey, I'm just gonna try something, or did you kind of see that it was a good time to,
so it,
kind of
it
branch
was
out there?
it was good in California. And like I said, I was doing it out there, and then as soon as I moved to Miami, like I was doing music at the same time. So I kind of started branding my music with the clothes. But Miami at that time was just like the hot spot. Everybody wanted to come to Miami. So I just knew
Mm,
that was the time to do it because it was people from Canada, people from Cali, New York, Jamaica. Everybody was coming to Miami at the time when I was out there. So I just knew, all
okay.
right, I could just hit this market right here on South Beach and it would just spread. And that's exactly what happened. I was giving my shirts to homeless people. I was giving them to everybody. Like, and everybody was just wearing them. Every
Mm,
artist that came out there, every singer came out there, I was just giving them shirts, and they was just wearing them. So
okay.
it kind of just took off for me after that.
So the right market for you was basically just finding out where the crowd was at the
Ye-
time. What
Yeah,
what was the scene? Getting on the scene.
yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
All right, I think I see Miss Angela, Queen Angela tap in. Are you there, Queen? I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Awesome.
Awesome.
Great to have you on. Well, Miss
Awesome.
Queen, we missed your introduction. Do you mind just telling us your name and a brief description before we get into your questions? Okay. Okay. Okay, so we got Queen Angela in there, and she wears many hats, and I know from personal experience too that that is why you're called Queen Angela, um,
Mhm.
aka also known as Queen of Collaboration. She rubs many elbows, so she has earned every gem in her crown. Okay, so if you need it, she know how to get it if she don't already have it. Okay, so thank you for joining us this evening. We'll move on. I guess we'll move on to Queen's question. So that's awesome. I'm glad she's joining us. Jazz, you want to go on with Miss Queen?
Yeah, I'm glad that
Yeah.
she was able to tap in because with her description, that actually brings me to one of the questions that I had for her, which is how do you stay innovative while trying to adapt to changing trends and customer needs with
Mhm.
what you do?
That's a good question.
Mm, mm,
Mhm.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Mhm.
Yeah.
mm, mm-hmm,
Mhm.
definitely,
Mhm.
definitely. Mm-hmm, mm, mm-hmm. Definitely that.
It does.
Definitely did.
It sure does.
Definitely did.
It's good
And
you
being
were doing.
adaptive was number one, the key thing in COVID. So being
Yeah.
adaptive in all those situations. Congratulations to those who did still thrive. All right,
Yes.
Miss Melissa, I've got one for you. What leadership qualities do you feel are important to possess while building a business or brand? Which I feel like, that's a good question for you since you work with different clients.
Yeah, definitely. One of the best and the major leadership qualities that entrepreneurs should have is definitely being a decision maker and an action taker. So a
Yeah.
lot of people get
Mm,
stuck in that hamster wheel of overthinking, and they're like, should I do this? Should I do that? I can do this because like the queen was saying, we have so many skills, we have so many talents, we have so many things that we can do. And sometimes it's just about saying, you know what? Instead of me trying to do all the things, what is that one thing that I can just put my focus on right now, make a decision, and then take those steps forward? Because clarity comes from taking action. You don't know if you're good at
Mhm.
something, you don't know if, something's going to work unless you make a decision and
Mhm.
then you go for it. So, definitely being a decision maker, an action taker is definitely something you have to have,
Okay.
a leadership quality. And I see myself more when I'm with my clients is I'm like a wolf pack leader. And so a wolf pack leader
Mm.
actually leads at the back. They're not at the front of the pack. They're the last person in the back,
Mm.
because not only can they see what's happening in the back, they can see what's happening on the sides, what's happening in front. And being a leader doesn't mean, all the all the eyes have to be on you. You have to
Yeah.
be able to see things from different angles, like I said, to make the best decision for your business, for your brand, so that you can move forward and build the momentum and multiply like you want to.
So
Mm.
yeah.
That's good. That's good. I like the wolf pack thing. That's
Yep.
something to take. Noted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Noted. All right. I think we're
Well, and
gonna
I
move on
mean,
to go ahead.
well,
I'm
I was
sorry,
just
Jazzy.
gonna say, since we were talking about the wolf pack, and everything like that, and having to have those different eyes, if you will, on everything, that actually leads me into the question that I got for Callie. Like, what strategies, when you would moved out to Miami, and after everything you had done, what strategies did you find worked best to help you grow your business?
So even back then, before the internet, and even now, I think it's coming back. Just showing your face more out in the public, because everybody could be in the internet and everybody could judge you off that. But sometimes when you meet people face to face, you shake their hands. How they say, shaking hands and kissing babies, presidential stuff.
Yep.
Just doing stuff like that, because I'm good at that. I'm good at talking to people, networking. So I guess like hitting
Yeah,
little
yeah, yeah.
network parties and stuff like that, still getting your face out there, just like if you was campaigning for like the state mayor or something like that, just want to get your face out there,
Yeah,
because sometimes people buy the face and buy the attitude more than the brand, and then sometimes it's vice versa. They don't
Mhm.
like you, but
definitely.
they like the brand. So I think I sell
Definitely.
more like doing that, just networking with people.
Yeah. Personality definitely sells. I know they say other things sell, you know, but
Mhm.
personality definitely sells. I know Jazzy and I have talked about even in the workplace how I don't, even in emails can get a little heated. I do about two emails. If we go back and forth, I'm picking up the phone.
Yep.
Another reason for that though is because as my customer, you can't hear how urgent I am working for you, how hard I'm
Mhm.
working for you. When I say, "Oh, I'm pissed off too," or "Yes, I do understand," you can't really understand that through text message. That's why they call me the emoji queen. I use a lot of emojis so you can feel what I'm saying. But it is something about being more personable to somebody and they can feel what you're doing versus that you're just trying to sell them something. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
being personable is very serious. So that's awesome.
Mhm.
Yep.
And yes.
Mhm.
Mm,
Yep.
mm, mm. Now,
Mhm. Yep.
mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's a lot. Like I
Now,
said, it's a lost. I think it's a lost art now. Like you said, everybody got so comfortable with the internet, they forgot about going outside because of COVID and
people.
everything. Like how you were
Yep.
saying. So
They don't
Hmm.
want to interact with
I think you can
people. They
take
don't want to
advantage
talk.
Well,
right now doing that right now. Yeah. So.
Mhm.
yeah, with
Yep.
everything you got to take the good with the bad. COVID showed us the good with the bad. Now, I will say this, even to you both that said, even being personable and how just being, the person can sell.
Mm.
There are some instances where that's a gift and a curse because we all know of some artists that are just a household name, and like she just said, they can sell something that don't say nothing, and just because it's their name, you're
Mm.
gonna buy it. That's not always the best thing. So, but on the flip side, I can say it's because of the impression that they've left
Mhm.
on people
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
whatever they've
Yeah.
put out before, or whatever they shook hand and kissed some babies,
Yeah.
or whatever
Yeah.
they've done before. And we, as we all know, first impressions are lasting impressions. So from whatever they've done before, I'm just saying, just make sure that whatever name you leave in left a good impression already.
Definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay,
Definitely.
and even with
That's
that being said, I'm
that's
sorry, come
what
on.
building a person. Well, I was just gonna say that's a personal brand right there.
Mm.
It's your reputation. It's
Mhm.
like what people think
Mm,
and feel about you.
Yep.
And so, like, it makes sense that, whatever you do, if someone's got a connection with you, if someone loves your mission, your vision, they see where you're going, they like your personality, yeah, they'll support you, they'll get behind you. So yeah, it's really
yeah,
important nowadays to like know and be conscious of that because we were shut down and locked in for so long. People do want to
we
get
forgot.
out and meet poor people and build more communities and build bigger communities and make movements,
Yeah,
and it's really important to do that.
Mm-hmm.
they want to see real
Mhm.
people doing real things. AI is
That's
doing a
it.
lot, so to see
That's
real people
that's a
doing
whole
real
nother
things.
topic.
Yes, it is,
Oh,
and
it is.
and that's a whole nother show. We'll
Yeah, I
rewind
was
back
about
to
to
that
say
one. Everybody on
that.
the panel. But and that's some good advice that everybody is giving. Being personable and stuff. And one of the other key points is people don't really remember what you do, but how you made them feel. So they'll probably follow you to do anything because they know what type of person you are. So those are some good key advice to give to some people. And while we're talking about advice, Miss Queen, let me ask you this question. Um, what is the best advice, or just some really good advice that you could give anyone starting their first business or their brand? We've heard some
Mhm.
good points, but what is like some of the best advice you could give them to get started?
Let me get my notebook.
Hmm, that's good. A lot of people are a little afraid to do that. Um,
Yeah.
that
Yep.
I think one of the conversations Queen and I have had before, and we were talking about success, and she said one thing that, and it's something that I'll keep forever, even if you don't know that I tucked that away in my spirit. But she said to me, a lot of people know what it feels like to fail, so that they're okay with that a little bit. But a lot of people are afraid of success because they don't know how that feels. So don't be afraid to succeed just because you don't
Yeah.
know how that feels. I mean, and I feel like this, even when she said that, I mean, it had to, marinate in my spirit like neck bone juice for a little bit. But even after that, it was kind of like, if you already know what failure feels like, why not go for success? I mean, if you already know what failure feels like, you know, so don't be afraid to go for that. So that's some really good advice. Jazz, you got a question for somebody?
Oh yeah,
Can
I
I
got
add to
one.
that? Sorry.
No,
I'm
go
Sorry,
ahead.
can I just add to that because it's and I just came across this recently where somebody was hesitant to start their business, and
Mhm.
people will like kind of say, "Oh, because they've never got the success, because they've never had that desire and that heart to try something." You're also dealing with the negativity of other people who haven't been there, who haven't been willing to take the
Mm-hmm.
risk, and you're
Not
looking
their
at them
vision.
saying, "Should I do this?" Not their vision. They don't see where you're going. They don't have
Yeah.
the heart for
Mm-hmm.
what you have, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know if you
Yeah.
should do that. The market's saturated and this and that." It's like,
All
Mhm.
that.
well,
You
if
get all
if it's
that.
on your
Yeah.
heart, you get exactly. And it's like if you have something on your heart to do, it's there for a reason and you should go for it.
And I think it's a number one thing
Exactly.
too, like that, the passion for doing it too. If you're doing it just for money, you're gonna fail. You know what I mean? You got to have a
Yes.
passion in what you're doing.
Yes.
Or you're not
Yeah.
just gonna follow through your dream, or it's just gonna feel like a job. It's gonna feel like a tedious thing. You know, like you gotta love what you do. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm.
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
Exactly. Look at you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, never. Never.
Yeah. Yeah.
Violet. Purple and violet. Purple and violet is close. It's close, but it ain't the same thing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what they see. Yeah.
And sometimes it's
Yeah.
a sometimes it's a timing thing. Like you said, it may not be your time. It's God went on your time. You know what I mean? Just like my clothes. I've
Mm,
been doing this for so long. It just I have waves. Sometimes I hit and sometimes it's nothing. But right now God's just letting me hit. I'm on all cylinders right now. So
mm-hmm.
it's a timing
Nice.
thing
Nice.
sometime, you know what I mean? So,
We've talked
Yes.
about that being anointed but not yet appointed. So
Yep.
you
mm,
still there, but
yeah.
it's your time.
They
It's
just
your
ain't
time.
called your
So
number up yet. You just
Yep.
sit, you in the
thank
lobby,
y'all
just sit
for
in the lobby. You in the right place. It's just not your time yet.
correct.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
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 Amen to that.
Willing. That comes back to that willing.
Well,
Okay.
and
Jazz, you got something?
oh, I sure do. I was going to ask Melissa, because that kind of brings us into what we were just talking about with just taking that, like with Queen Angela said, taking that risk, taking that leap of faith in some things. Have you seen, Melissa,
Mm.
any common mistakes that entrepreneurs make with the progress and their process?
When they're first starting, like when they're first starting.
Yeah, like whatever,
Yeah.
like, yeah, any common
Yeah.
mistakes when they're first trying to get started.
Yeah. One thing that I see a lot of people do is kind of in line with what we're saying now is they're trying to do everything because they think they need to do everything.
Mm,
And sometimes it's like they're doing things because, like, oh, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, I have this skill, I have that skill, but it's because you have the skill or you have the know-how how to do something doesn't mean that you were called to do maybe something to do that. Maybe something in that skill will help you, but it's about knowing, what am I here to do? What is my purpose, my calling? Like, what is it that I have on my heart to do? Because, like we're saying, you look around and you're seeing this person doing this, you might get influence that you need to do it too, but you really have to stay true
Mm.
to what it is that you're here to do. And something that I say is, be
Mm-hmm.
a voice and not an echo. Like, you have a voice, you have a
Mm.
message, you have a mission, you have a vision. Don't, like, be looking and seeing what other people are doing, because you're just going to be, like, a copy is never as good as the original. So be the original that
Definitely.
you were created to be. And so So yeah, don't try to be everything, don't try to do everything, and set boundaries. That's another thing. Like, you don't
Mm,
have to be a doormat and like
Yeah.
fall over at
take
everyone's
everything.
feet. Like, set your boundaries, even
Mhm,
with yourself. Set your boundaries, whether it's like time or
definitely.
energy or projects. Like, just be focused, be fully focused. Yeah.
Preach on
Ooh.
that.
Mm. Yeah.
Definitely. Like Queen was just saying, you gotta find your niche and keep it there. Stay in your lane. I had
Yeah.
one of my old bosses tell me, because I used to run around trying to start everything and probably finish nothing. But one of the things that he taught me, he said, Shining, you gotta slow down. He said, because if you're everywhere, you're nowhere. And I mean, when he said it, I didn't catch it because I was probably zooming in and out of the office when he said it. But as it later caught up with me in life, and again, just like Queen's talking to me, after it marinated, I kind of understood that if you're everywhere, you're nowhere. What are you focused on so that you can complete it and be successful in that? Because if you're everywhere, you're not solidly anywhere. You're not focused on anything if you're everywhere.
That's
So
true.
Yeah.
that was good. Awesome. Thank you for that. Well, Jazz and I have gotten a lot of information from you all, but there is one question we've been holding off. We've saved the best for last with the drum roll and all that.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Go.
We wanted to know from all of you, and we'll go from Callie to Queen to Melissa. What are your biggest fails or setbacks during your process, and what did you learn from them?
Mm.
What has
Oh,
been, not
damn.
what are, but what
Well,
has been. If they're
my
still going on, I mean, I know we got to keep learning, but what
yeah,
has been,
yeah.
or what are your biggest fails?
I guess during COVID, because I couldn't order no clothes because my I was ordering clothes from overseas, so
Mm.
I kind of learned a lesson from that. Like, but even if I would have ordered, I guess in town, and still during COVID, stuff was still kind of messed up. So
Mm-hmm.
like that, I don't know that kind of hurt me like big time. So I didn't know what to do during COVID for a whole year. So
Mm.
like that was like my biggest fail during COVID. But I hate using COVID as an excuse. It's like, oh, because of COVID.
Can I call that procrastination a little bit? Like, do you see if you would have pre-ordered because you saw a good thing happening for you, you didn't jump
I
on
just
it in
didn't know.
time, and then when it was out of time,
It was
like
just
what?
well, I was
Because
moving a
like
lot
you
at
said, you
that
can't
time.
blame COVID. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I was moving a lot at that time. So and then
Mm.
I didn't have my store, so I was going from DC to Colorado. I was coming back and forth, and I didn't
Okay.
know what I really wanted to do at that time. Like I know I was wanted to do clothes, but I was just
Mm.
stuck. I was just stuck. So I just
You were
like you said,
everywhere,
yeah, I was just
so you wouldn't
procrastinating.
know.
Yeah,
Mm.
I was everywhere but nowhere exactly. So
Right.
Okay.
that that was my
Okay.
biggest fail. I guess I just gave up. I guess man because of COVID. But I hate saying that because of COVID. But I
I
gave
mean,
up.
if you need something to blame, that's
I
easy.
Yeah,
Everybody's
mean,
doing it. Everybody's
it just
doing it.
happened to be during that
yeah. So
time.
I guess
I mean,
it's
well, let's try to flip that a little bit. If COVID hadn't happened, what would you see in your processes of being an entrepreneur would be one of the biggest fails that you saw that you even set yourself up for?
well.
Like, they say don't set yourself up for failure, but what did you see that you maybe could have prevented, something like that?
So that was my biggest fail. But then I've had fails like right before that or right after that. So like I'd buy like the made like a clothes. I think that's nice or think that's cool, and then I buy it and it just sits there, just you know what I mean, on the rack. Nobody buys it. Nobody buys it. Just sits there. So I didn't had ideas that failed before. You know what I mean. But then that's where you got to come. You just got to keep coming. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. You
Passion.
know? Yeah, that's when those
Passion is
become promos and freebie shirts. The ones that don't sell, give them out for free.
Yep.
Give them out to homeless people. Give
just
them
to
out
get
to
your
rappers. Give them out to influencers. Just give them out, man. And hopefully, the
yeah.
next idea hit, and they be like, "Oh, I remember that name. That oh, you had a different logo this
It
time."
is.
So,
Yeah.
Hmm.
so I kind of
Nice.
take my
I
fails
still learn more of that.
as less. I just take my fails as lessons. I like failing sometimes because I'm like, okay. I come back from that because I love proving people wrong. I love doing that. That's like my go to. Like if
Hmm.
it failed and people be like, "Ah, I told you it was gonna fail." I'm like, all right, cool. That one failed, but I got more back here. Hold on, buddy. Let me bring this one up. Wow.
Okay.
So I love
Use
that.
it as your motivation.
Yeah, I'm a
Yep.
grinder. I'm a hustler. So I mean, I've been at the bottom. So anyway, I can't go nowhere else but up. So
A
Well,
that.
just to follow up with that and touch on that before we move on, I know I just wanted to commend you, Callie, because I know recently you had your account hacked and somebody tried to
oh
do something, and I was
yeah.
just telling somebody I saluted you because you were like, you know what, you can keep those followers and those likes, I'll rebuild them, and I was telling her, I said, that I mean, it's not about those followers and stuff like that, but I know that it took you time to brand yourself, get
Yeah.
out there, reach certain people, and do certain things like that, and to just give it all up and say, not only can you keep them, but I'll double that by next week, or and have that
Yeah.
confidence in yourself. So
Because I
I
meet,
just want
because
to
I get to
salute you
meet
for
new
bouncing
people
back
like
from
y'all,
that.
build a new fan base, meeting new people. Now I gotta go out, shake hands, and kiss babies again. You know what I mean? Gotta do it
A
again. You know
There
what I
you
mean?
go.
Just
All
newer people
right.
this time, just newer people. So I like I
A
said, I
But
love the grind. I like that, bro. So it just made me grind harder,
well, every
make me stay on my grind, man. So when that happened, it actually, like I said, it just motivated me. Like, man, watch this. I'm gonna prove him. Like, oh, you did that. Watch this. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna double up on it, and I'm gonna pass you. So
did it did it before, I can do it again. Yeah. Well,
exactly.
I'm glad those people followed you back. And again, it goes back to not just what you do, but it's how you made them feel, how you were out there personable, being diplomatic, and giving some stuff away. So
Facts.
we appreciate y'all here in these streets.
It is. Thank
Queen,
you.
we'll
Thank
ask you the same question. What has been one of your biggest fails or setbacks during your process, and then how did you learn from that?
you. Mm, mm. Yep. Mhm.
Mm,
Yep. Yep. It's more organic to you now, huh? It feels more organic to you now. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm.
mm-hmm. Mm,
Mhm.
Ooh.
hmm,
Mhm.
mm, mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yep.
Facts.
Hmm.
Facts.
Definitely. Well,
Big
those are
facts.
definitely stepping stones. Is it? That was a good cha-cha. You stepped back a little bit, but you did some good step forward. So that's awesome
Hmm.
and kept it going.
Yep.
How about you, Melissa?
So it's God is good. It's funny how my step back is similar to Callie and to Queen as well.
Hey, everybody's going to the
I
hack, huh? Hey, I was the
Mm,
only one.
well well, it's like I
Oh,
hacked I essentially hacked myself in
oh,
some ways. And
oh,
so
Oh.
I kind of got to a point where I just like really became strong in my faith, and I didn't think I would actually do my business anymore. So I actually shut everything down. I closed everything and I
wow.
stopped doing my business for a whole year because
Wow.
I thought, I was going to do something else. And then I just really felt strongly like, no, there's people out there to that you need to help. There's people out there who just need to know that their message matters, like they have something to say, and they should be heard. There's people out there waiting to hear them. And so yeah, so essentially the same thing too. I had like a bigger account, I shut it down, but what happened was my business became an idol and I forgot who I was. And so
mm,
it took
Yeah.
taking that step back and seeing like,
mhm,
is this really what I'm called to do? Is this really what I have on
mhm,
my heart to do? Is this what God's been telling me? Is this what God's showing me? And just being led back to, yeah, but this time it's with him, first of all. This
mhm,
time I know who
mhm,
I am, and I know that who
mhm,
I am is more important than what I do. Because, like
Mhm.
we said before, there's so many people who are like strategists and coaches and have all kinds of things, but nobody has our story, nobody has our message, nobody has our experience. And our life
mm,
is a lesson for us, but it could be life to somebody else. Our
Yeah.
story, what the things that we go through, the trials, the ups and downs, it's like we're here to help each other. We were created for community. We were created to
mhm,
help each other, support
mhm,
each other, and the way that we love
mhm,
each other is with our businesses and bringing people up and making people feel good, or whatever it is that we're called to do. And so now coming back, it's like coming back with a fresh perspective, coming back with love in my heart, coming back with a desire really to help people. Like my focus is not what can I get, but what can I give.
Hmm.
And so that's like a big that was like a big key for me. It took a step back, but with God, you take one step, he takes two. So
Mhm. Yep.
yeah.
Amen.
Yep. Amen.
Well, that's awesome. And like I said, a lot of the setbacks were actually setups. It sounds like for all of you. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
usually the floor plan to those who persist, those
Yeah.
who actually step out on the dance floor. So, um, I really hope that helps some people who needed that motivation, that extra push to kind of keep going. We did learn with all of you that although weapons may form, they did not prosper. So, but you're here to tell that story because you kept going.
Yep.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
think that that's something that we did gain from all of you in this conversation is that you did have some things that kind of pushed you back, but you kept going. And that's why you are here today to tell this story. So
Yep.
we
Yeah.
appreciate all of you and what you have brought to the business table.
Mm.
And one thing
A
that
step
I did like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say a setback is just a setup for a comeback. So there you go.
Hey, I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you got to be willing and have that passion to come back so that he can work with that,
Yeah.
right? So
Yep.
Mm.
um like I said, I want to thank all of you because I think one of the things that entrepreneurs need to hear as far as how to be successful is keep going. Find your niche, be unique, do you.
Mhm.
There are, and like Queen pointed out, there are different. There are same occupations, but different people doing it. So it's always going to be
Yep.
something
Yep.
different brought to the table
Yep.
about it. If you think about it, and that's what we're trying to do, and that's what Bad to Business is about. We've all come to the business table with different perspectives, but we all managed to find the same common ground. So
Yep.
if you think about a company, everybody's different, and they work for the same company, and they all have different perspectives. So just because you work for the same company, do the same thing, you all work in accounting, but you all have a different way of doing something and making that business thrive. So,
Yep.
again, we just want to thank you guys for coming on the show. I see we've gone a little bit over time, but it was well worth it. Well worth it.
Hey, yes,
We've been,
yes, it
like I
was.
said, waiting to do this show. We've had some entrepreneurs that didn't get to join, but this is just volume one. We will follow up with that, and we'd love to do a follow-up show with you all in
For
the
sure.
future, see
I'm
how your
listening.
business is doing and see how things are going, see if we can ask some more questions, maybe some follow-up questions, and see how things have changed in the market or with your business, or if there's any way that you can reach out and help somebody. That'd be great. What I love about you, all you entrepreneurs, is that you have found a way, or at somehow some way before you became successful, or even in your success, have found a way to reach back and bring some people back with you.
Yep.
Oh
Like
yeah.
Melissa and I was talking about, and I'll tell anybody who's listening, we're trying to reverse that crab mentality. Instead of bringing people down, we want to bring them up. You know,
Yep.
Yep.
so
Yep.
reach one, teach many. So again, thank you all for tuning in. I am your host, Shynen Saffron. We will be following up with follow information, so you can follow Callie. You want to go ahead and give your follow information? Let's round that up like that.
You can go ahead and reach me. I guess Blockifornia. Look, there you go. That's my logo, Blockifornia.
Hey,
Just Google Blockifornia. Everything will pop up. My Instagram, my
There we go. I
Facebook,
see it.
everything, man. But do it nice and quick. There you go. One
Blockifornia.
more time. One more time for y'all, for the people.
hey, thank you.
Yeah. And
That's what's up. We definitely want to support you.
thank you. I appreciate it. And I just want to say, speaking of giving back, like with your product, I got this project I just did called Blockerado, where I worked with all the top artists out here, and I put a mixtape together for them.
Okay.
Like I put sponsored them with all my clothes and everything. So just like you said, just bringing
Ooh,
people together, and nobody's never done that in the whole state of Colorado before. So I
hey,
kind of made history with my brand, being an entrepreneur with my clothing brand, bringing something together like that. So
awesome.
That's
just stay
awesome.
tuned for that. If you hear Blockerado,
Yeah.
that came from me.
All right. And we're going to keep on promoting it so that they know where it came from. You heard it here first.
Yo,
No, I'm
for
just kidding.
sure, for sure. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank
Queen,
y'all.
how can we follow you and some of the things that you do? I saw that. I saw that. But
We
I
got
hope
you.
that when we play the replays, if we have to, it'll be right. We all heard you, though.
Man.
Yes, she is. Yes, she
Okay,
is.
okay. Mhm. Mm.
Nice.
Mhm. Sure.
All right. And we will be promoting that and following up. And she does publish a lot of books. This queen has a lot of great things to say, so I always like following up with her next one.
So,
Thank you, Queen, for joining us. Miss Melissa, how can we follow up with you and with some of the things you do?
Yeah, so I'm also on all the platforms. So it would be I'll put a little thing up here, the Melissa Mon. We do it
yeah,
like
Oh, look
just
at
yeah.
her
say
on the paper. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I love
Gotta
it.
be
You're
quick.
so
Gotta be she quick with
personable.
it.
because I'm like, how can people just see it really
We
clearly?
Mhm.
we gonna get
So
you.
it's
We gonna get you.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
So Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, it's all the same, the Melissa Mon.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I have
And we
my
see
own
your name on
podcast
the show
coming up soon.
on the.
On the yeah, so it's just my name, the
Okay.
Melissa Mon. And I have a podcast coming up soon too. It's called The Brand Bridge. And so I'm gonna be
Ooh,
talking about branding, faith,
Nice.
entrepreneurship, and yeah, that's gonna be coming out soon.
Awesome.
Oh, that's gonna
Nice,
be awesome.
nice.
I can't wait to follow up with that. Well, I wanna again thank all of you exceptional entrepreneurs, and I call you
Yes.
that because again, it seemed like at some point in time you made time to make a space for others to grow. You reached back and got some other people, and that's what seems to be a root of your success. Not only the passion to keep going, but making sure that people were able to keep going with you. So we salute you all. Thank you for joining us. Again, I am your host, Shynen
Hey.
Saffron. My co-host, Jazzy. Thank you for joining us for Bad to Business. We'll see you next time. Have a good
Thank
night.
y'all.
See
Peace.
y'all.